In this video, I'm going to give you 6 ways to find potential brands who may sponsor you. The first one is to ask your industry contacts who already have sponsors or brand deals. It might sound obvious, but let me explain it. When you're in any field or niche or space in business, very often you're networking. You're following people in your space. You're talking to people in your space about. You're never working by yourself. You're always giving advice, getting advice, having some relationships. It's very common. And some of the people you will talk to, you'll notice, hey, you have a sponsor. You'll just notice it on their channel or wherever. Or you may just ask them, do you have a sponsor? How's that going for you? If you see that somebody has a sponsor, the easiest thing to do is, hey, maybe that sponsor would like to sponsor me as well. And so very often people, just because they're nice and want to be helpful, they may introduce you to their sponsor. If you're in the same niche, you're selling socks, they're selling socks, that sponsor, who's maybe a sock manufacturer, might want to use you, to give you a brand deal as well. Now, there's a rebuke to that. Your friend may say, well, I don't want the brand to have other options. I want it all to myself. So what you would do is offer financial incentive. You can say, hey, I'm happy to pay you 20% of anything I get. Now suddenly that gives them a lot more motivation to help you. So this is one and easiest thing that anybody can do. Just ask people who you know already have brand or deals or sponsorships, ask them for a referral. Now, number 2, you would search for companies in your industry who have existing affiliate programs. So what you would do is either just think of companies go down to the bottom of their homepage and see, do they have a link for affiliate programs, sponsorships? If they already are doing affiliate programs, very likely in their marketing department, somebody handles the affiliate program and somebody handles the sponsorships and brand deals. So you may reach out to them and ask, is there an option? Do you sponsor people? Sometimes you'll say, yeah, they'll say yes. Sometimes they'll say no. Sometimes you'll get no reply at all, but that's a way to find them. Now, if you want a slightly more sophisticated way of finding potential sponsors by looking at who's doing affiliate marketing, right? Because these strategies are they're not intertwined, but they're so related in some ways. They're like slight cousins of each other, that if a mid or large size company is already having an affiliate program, very likely they also do some kind of brand deals, and you just have to inquire about it and negotiate that deal in your favor. So the more sophisticated way to do this is to go to affiliate aggregator site. You may be familiar with cj.com or shareasale.com. In the next video, I'll actually show you how I would do this. Click by click, I'll show you how I would do that. But you would just go there and find all the people who have affiliate programs to promote. They're all aggregated in these giant affiliate aggregator websites, and whichever brands you find, well, you reach out to them and ask, hey, do you also do sponsorships? That's just a way to find a lot of companies in your niche that have affiliate programs, because that's a sign. If they have an affiliate program, very likely they might sponsor. Now, strategy number 3, very similar to finding companies who have affiliate programs, is finding companies who run ads. If you ever see any ad, and you'll see a lot of ads, because let's say you're in that same industry selling socks, right? Well, you're gonna click on different things on Facebook, on Instagram, on Twitter, now X, on YouTube, on Google. You're gonna just naturally, by working in this space, you're going to be browsing things in this space. You almost can't not do that. And because of that, you'll start getting ads for competitors or companies that are related in your industry. So be very vigilant about the ads you get, because these companies are running ads, meaning they're spending money, meaning they're probably doing other things. They're probably spending money in other ways to promote. So if you can come to them and say, hey, I can get you sales. I sell socks and you make socks and I sell socks. They may have a department that works with, focuses on brand deals, and that's how you might find good potential partners for brand deals. Now, strategy number 4 is to network at local events. No matter where you live, there are some local events where you might meet colleagues or people who have similar kind of roles as you, maybe influencers. That's people who you could ask about their advertisers and their the brands that sponsor them. Or you can find the brands directly, because every event, if it's any kind of sizable event, has sponsor. And if it's the same industry, those sponsors want more advertisers, right? So the sponsors who sponsor that event may be good candidates to reach out to and say, hey, I'm an influencer, I can promote you. Or there may be many attendees who are also representatives of other brands in that same industry. And if you make that contact, you may work out a brand deal for yourself. And of course, if you go to a larger event, which is kind of number 5, conferences and different large industry events, you want to go through every booth and talk to every representative to see, hey, are they a potential advertiser? Are they a potential sponsor for me? Maybe start that conversation, get their business card, start that conversation, see what's possible. Because even if you don't get a brand deal now, you might get one a year from now. Start creating that Rolodex of contacts at these companies, so that, hey, they might say, well, you don't have a big enough audience now, but in a year you will. You can always restart that conversation with them. And of course, number 6, you can not do any of this, and you can wait until they contact you. This might seem passive and not so good, but why is this such a common strategy? This is actually 90% of what I do. I rarely reach out to brands, and many of the big influencers also rarely just reach out. Sometimes it's yes, sometimes it's good, but very often you don't know who's promoting. But what you do want is, when people are already looking for influencers and people to sponsor, that they find you. How do they find you? When you become big, they find you. Believe me, they find you. It's their job to find you. They have entire employees or department or sub-departments just looking for influencers who are good promoters. It's their job. Your job is to not get distracted with the short-term deals, a lot of outreach, a lot of networking. It's all time consuming. This is all time you're not spending on actually growing your brand. Even your mental time. Imagine if your focus was only on growth, no money, just growth, engagement. You would think only about, how do I make my content better? How do I make my product better? How do I speak better, present better? Whatever you do, you would only focus on that. As soon as you start thinking about money, well, now you're thinking, how can I say this but rephrase it to sell? Or there's an incredible immediate disfocus. That's why a lot of times, if you can forego the short term, it's so powerful in the long term. It's hard to do, but this is the value. You want to be as intensely thinking with as few distractions as possible about, how can I grow my audience and engage them like no other influencer in my niche. If you can do that, you'll get giant brand deals. If you cannot do that, you'll always have small brand deals that are unsatisfying. So that's what you really want, is to think about your time management and your focus management, and focus on growth and engagement, and just wait. When it's the right time, the right big brands will come to you.